Good afternoon and welcome to the show. My name is Leigh Perry and you're listening to Solihull Radio, online and on demand.
Leigh Perry on Solihull Radio.
Woke up this morning, can't shake the thunder from last night. You left with no warning and took the summer from my life. I gave you my everything, now my world it don't seem right. Can we just go back to being us again? Cause when I'm sitting in the bar, all the lovers with umbrellas always pass me by. It's like I'm living in the dark and my heart's turned cold since you left my life. And no matter where I go, girl, I know if I'm alone, there ain't no blue sky. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, cause baby, when you're gone, all it does is rain, rain, rain down on me. Each drop is pain, pain, pain. When you leave, it's such a shame. We messed it up, you and me. Cause baby, when you're gone, all it does is rain. And it feels like shelter here in the arms of someone new, but I'd rather be there under the covers just with you. Oh, cause you were my everything, now I don't know what to do. Oh, I'm caught up in the storm, cause baby, when you're gone, is pain, pain, pain when you leave. It's such a shame. We messed it up, you and me. 'Cause baby, when you're gone, all it does is rain. And it feels like with umbrellas always pass me by. It's like I'm living in the dark and my heart's turned cold since you left my life. And no matter where I go, I know if I'm alone there'll be no blue sky. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Baby, when you're gone, all it does is rain, rain, rain down on me. Each drop is pain, pain, pain when you leave. It's such a shame.
Was the script and rain. You are listening to me, Leigh Perry, here with you until 6 o'clock. This is Solihull Radio. It's August the 19th, and I'm with you, as I say, for the next couple of hours. We've got some fantastic music. And of course, after a break during July, it is our special Psychic Sunday. And right here in the studio, the brand new studio, which we're just getting the hang of, is Elizabeth Lee Crowther. Hi, Beth.
Hiya, Leigh.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. It's really good in here, actually. The studio's beautiful.
Isn't it?
It really, really is
just a
nice.
bit different.
Just a little bit. Yeah, I've had a strange couple of weeks, to be honest. I've had good things going on, not so good things going on, but I'm glad to be back, and we'll do some nice readings this afternoon for the listeners.
Brilliant. So we are here ready to take your calls. If you would like to, just get in touch. So you can call us live on 0121 70 40 185. That's 0121 70 40 185. You can, of course, text the studio phone on 075 64 30 30 64, or just drop us an email, and that address is studio@solihullradio.com. So if you want a live reading, if you want to talk to my guest, Beth, she's obviously an author as well. We haven't talked about the book for quite a while. Or if you'd like us to, if you'd like to send a photograph of a pet because you want Beth to communicate with your dog or your cat, then you can just text a photograph through to us here at the studio. In the meantime, we've got some great music this afternoon lined up, starting off with this track by the Eurythmics, and this is There Must Be an Angel.
playing with my heart, yeah. Must be talking to an angel. 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 I must be hallucinating, watching angels celebrating. Could this be reactivating all my senses, dislocating? This must be a strange deception by celestial intervention, leaving me the recollection of your heavenly connection. I walk into an empty room. Suddenly my heart goes boom. It's an orchestra of angels. They're playing with my heart, yeah. Na 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 na. Ah, na, ah, na. Na 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 na.
That was the fabulous Eurythmics, and There Must Be an Angel. We've just had a text message from somebody called Mark who said, what a wonderful song choice, and I didn't realise why, but now I do. Beth?
Yes, very difficult day for me and my family on Friday because I had a little dog, a little Jack Russell called Angel. That's why it was a very synchronistic song choice, who unfortunately had to go to the vets because she was seriously ill on Friday, and of course we had to make that very difficult decision to put her to sleep. And anybody who has pets or has been through this will completely understand what a devastating predicament that you're in when you know it's the right thing to do for that animal that you love so much. And having to sign that piece of paper to give consent is probably one of the toughest things that you go through as an animal lover. But I suppose with me doing the animal communication and the animal telepathy, I suppose I did communicate with her, so I knew undoubtedly it was the right thing and that she wasn't able to be treated or make a comeback from her illness. The time was the right time for her, but nevertheless it's still a devastating blow. And I think my partner Nigel summed it up when he used the word hollow, because that's how you feel afterwards. And you come home and you can't quite believe what's happened, and it starts to sink in, and you still think you can see them, you still think you can hear them. And yesterday I was just about to think, I must give her a drink of water. Has she got any water in it? You know, all those little things that you normally do. Got to let the dog out for the toilet, blah, blah, blah. And of course you don't stop thinking that immediately. And of course, I had a bit of a sleepless night, and because you keep waking up and you go through it all in your head, you go through all the information that the vet has given you. We were very lucky because the vet that was on at the time we took her, it was a vet we hadn't seen before called Amy. She was absolutely marvellous, very kind, very empathetic, the perfect person for you to be looked after in that scenario. Never rushed us, gave us all the information. We couldn't even take Angel home because she was too ill. She needed to be
bless her.
treated immediately. And we were in the vet's consulting room for 2 hours. She left us in there to say goodbye. There was my son, my daughter, my son's girlfriend, even the guy who worked because it was at Pets at Home. Even he knew my daughter, and he came up and brought us a cup of tea out from the shop. He went and made us a cup of tea, which was most kind and thoughtful. And we weren't rushed or hurried. And she used another consulting room and left us in there, which I thought was very kind of her. And anybody who's listening, who's been through it, I know will understand how devastating and how difficult it is. And it is like losing a person. It is losing a member of your family. And I deal with people on a daily basis who are grieving for their pets. And I do think it's important to acknowledge that grief, because a lot of people go, it's just a dog, get over it. But you should take time off work. You should grieve. You should recognise those 5 stages of grief. Anger, resentment, sadness, despair. That's not just applicable when you lose a person. You've lost a member of your family, and when you're a true animal lover, that is an extremely difficult card to be dealt.
It is. It's absolutely horrendous. And I remember going through many occasions, because as you know, you've met our 2 dogs, Charlie and Sam. But before the 2 dogs that we've got now, we had a long-haired German Shepherd called Bear. And we had a rescue dog called Kim from a local animal sanctuary, and a Westie called Bobby. But unfortunately, all 3 got to that sort of age. It tends to be 13, doesn't it? 13, 14,
yes.
15.
Yeah.
And they all got to that sort of age at the same sort of time. And we lost all 3 dogs within a 2-year period. And I remember absolutely, particularly, as much as I loved all of them, I was really close to the Westie, Bobby, and he had a tumour in his throat, so we could see it coming. We knew it was coming, and you know what we planned to do, and it's not for everybody, but we actually knew that he'd got to be put to sleep, and the day before we'd planned it, because we'd been to see the vets, and the vet said it was time, we actually went and bought a Westie puppy the day before, and it's I think the only thing that got me through, because it doesn't take away your grief, but you've got something else to keep your mind. You've got to look after this new puppy, which is now Charlie, that you've met. Charlie.
Yes, absolutely.
But it's terrible. It's terrible, and it's like it's family. Dogs are family, aren't they? So
they are.
That's terrible, Beth. Really sorry to hear that news.
It is. But I know that she was with me for a reason, and animals are always with you for a purpose. They teach an awful lot. They bring their healing capabilities with them, and I never think you're together by accident. You're meant to be together, and when she exited was her time to exit. I believe that. That gives me a lot of comfort. And people have said to me, have you communicated with her since she's gone over? Is she okay in spirit? And it is more difficult to communicate with your own pets because of the emotional attachment. If I communicate with anybody else's, I haven't got that emotional attachment, so they can tell me anything and I can accept that. But nevertheless, I have communicated with her. I know she is safe, and I know she is well in the world of spirit. And I know my nan stepped forward to collect her, because at the time when we were about to do the deed, if you like, at the vets, I called upon the spirit world to send somebody for her, the right person. I called my old dog in, Reuben, also, and I could see him psychically. But then I saw my nan come forward and step forward, and I thought, my nan did have a dog, but when she was a lot younger, and she did love animals, but I wouldn't have said she was a particularly animal person, if that makes sense. So I didn't know who would step forward, but that's who I saw come to collect her. And then I thought, yeah, because Angel would have loved my nan, and they, you know, they would have been quite a good match. And my nan's very gentle soul, and that gave me a great insight into what happens when we go over and when our animals pass over. And then I tuned into her again later, and I said, show me where you are, who you're with, what's going on. And she told me that she could run free. She was like showing me like running like mad and being all happy. But then she showed me a funny picture, and it sort of made me look at things slightly differently. And she showed me almost that I could describe being in a very cool room where, I don't know how to explain it to you exactly, but everything looked like it was made of stone, but nice, almost like marble. And it, like, if you go somewhere that would be like Italian inspired with pillars and that kind of scenario, it looked like that. And it showed me that it was like a healing place. And then I could see her lying on a table with like a blanket over her, but it was all made of stone. And then I said, well, what is this place where you're at? And she said, oh, I'm in the recovery part of the spirit world and heaven. And I said, why would you be there? And she said, because it's where we readjust before we carry on our journey, if you like. So she said it's called the readjustment chamber, which sounded really weird.
Okay.
And I'm like, because obviously I'm of an inquiring mind with all the psychic stuff that I do, so I found that quite fascinating. And she showed me like people, I suppose, like looking after her. And I said, explain what that means. And she says, well, you have to readjust. You've come straight from an earthly life into the spirit world, and that requires a level of readjustment and a transition from one to the other.
Right,
so I thought, well, actually,
makes sense.
now you've said it, it does make sense. But she said this is a like a tranquil place to be, but it helps you get your head round what has happened to you, and that you know your loved ones on earth are suffering, you know, from the loss, and you are missing them, although you are still connected, you know, and it's about the vibration, I suppose, changing. So she was trying to give me insight into what happens. I mean, that's just what happened. That's just what I could see. That's my personal opinion. Obviously, lots of people may agree or disagree with that or have their own thoughts about it. But I personally found that quite fascinating and quite comforting for me to know.
I was going to say it would be comforting, wouldn't it?
So it's a bit unusual, if you like. But the one thing I was concerned about was that I have an African grey parrot at home.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, he's lovely. He's a lovely boy, and he is in his 30s. He's probably about 35, and he was great friends with Angel.
Oh,
you see, and
does he talk?
He does talk. He says hello. He says, "See you later" when you go out.
I've always wanted a parrot.
Oh, he's great. He's my second parrot that I've had. And so he tends to talk to me more when nobody else is about. And he whistles tunes. Oh. And he doesn't swear. You know, some parrots swear. No, he's a very polite young man. So he's lovely. But I was very conscious of how he would feel.
Yep.
Because they were always left in the living room together. So if we went out or anything like that, they'd always got each other for company.
Yeah.
And so what we did do, we brought Angel back home to bury her in the garden. But we did take her to show Marty the parrot that she had passed over. And I felt that was a very important thing to do, because I know I can communicate with him, and I'm sure he understands on a telepathic level. But I do feel that for animals, we don't always realise what grief that they're going through. And
Definitely.
How sensitive and how emotional they are. And so that was part of something that we all felt was important, that we took her over to him, so he fully understood the situation, and he did look very sad, very upset.
Completely see
he
that.
sort of shivered, he gave like a shiver and fluffed up his feathers, and he was fully aware. And I've been very conscious to make a big fuss of him and make sure that he's coping.
Yeah. When we had 2 dogs, we've got 2 dogs now, and my concern is that looking into the future, when one of them passes, what do you do? Do you get a rescue dog that's slightly older, or because they're so together, Beth? You've seen them.
Yeah,
they're such good friends.
they're like twins, really. Not looking the same, but as
exactly.
in soulmates.
And
they're
old,
very close.
Absolutely. And our old dogs. I remember when Bear died. He used to, in the daytime, he was outside. The other 2 dogs were inside. And when he died, a reaction, I guess. Kim, who was a cross collie, she'd used to scrape the carpet. You could see that the claw marks in the carpet, and whether that was the area that he used to lie, I don't know, or whether there was a smell, or whether it was her showing her, I don't know. What would it be? Being angry? Is that what the dogs do?
Well,
it's horrible to watch.
It's an expression of grief.
Yeah.
And you think what we go through when we grieve. We're sad.
Yeah.
We're upset.
We can cry.
We can be in disbelief.
Yeah.
We can be angry. We want to shout, or we want to throw the blame often at somebody or a situation, what has gone on, and that is normal to feel those. So that dog was going through a stage of grieving, and part of the way she needed to express that grief, and we must never underestimate what the other pets are going through.
No, absolutely. So if anybody's listening and you want to talk to Beth, if you've had a similar situation, or you just want to have a chat, get in touch. I'll give out the numbers again in a minute. And also, I believe, Beth, you've had a text of somebody that wants a live reading. So we will come to that in a few minutes. Just a bit more music to get us going this afternoon. This is Hold My Hand, and this is Jess Glynn.
Standing in a crowded room and I can't see your face. Put your arms around me, tell me everything's okay. In my mind I'm running round a cold and empty space. Just put your arms around me, tell me everything's okay. Break my bones, but you won't see me fall. Oh, the rising tide will rise against them all. Oh, darling, hold my hand. Oh, won't you hold my hand? 'Cause I don't wanna walk on my own anymore. Won't you understand? 'Cause I don't wanna walk alone. I'm ready for this. There's no denying. I'm ready for this. You stop me falling. I'm ready for this. I need you holding. I'm ready for this. So darling, hold my hand. Soul is like a melting pot when you're not next to me. Tell me that you got me and you're never gonna leave. Trying to find a moment where I can find release. Please tell me that you got me and you're never gonna leave. Break my bones, but you won't see me fall. Oh, the rising tide will rise against them all. Oh, darling, hold my hand. Oh, won't you hold my hand? 'Cause I don't wanna walk on my own anymore. Won't you understand? 'Cause I don't wanna walk alone. I'm ready for this. There's no denying. I'm ready for this. You stop me falling. I'm ready for this. I need you holding. I'm ready for this. So darling, hold my hand. Don't wanna know that feeling when I'm all alone. So please don't make me wait, 'cause I don't wanna break. No, I don't wanna fall. When you're next to me,
solihullradio.com.
There goes my heart beating, 'cause you are the reason I'm losing my sleep. Please come back now. And there goes my mind racing, and you are the reason that I'm still breathing. I'm hopeless now. I'd climb every mountain and swim every ocean just to be with you and fix what I've broken. Oh, 'cause I need you to see that you are the reason. There goes my hand shaking, and you are the reason my heart keeps bleeding, and I need you now. And if I could turn back the clock, I'd make sure the light defeated the dark. I'd spend every hour of every day keeping you safe, and I'd climb every mountain and swim every ocean just to be with you and fix what I've broken. Oh, 'cause I need you to see that you are the reason. I don't wanna cry no more. Come back, I need you are the reason. Closer, just a little closer. Come a little closer. I need you to hold me tonight. I'd climb every mountain and swim every ocean just to be with you and fix what I've broken. 'Cause I need you to see that you are the reason.
Gorgeous song. That is, of course, Callum Scott, and You Are the Reason. So we're going to be doing a live reading in about 10 minutes' time. But what's been going on in the world this week? I mean, it's really sad, the news about soul legend Aretha Franklin dying this week.
Yes, that was. I mean,
Not that old, really.
no, that is very, very sad. And the Chuckle Brothers.
Yes,
Oh, that
I
was
know.
sad, wasn't it?
It was very, very sad. And Madonna turned 60.
Well, she looks amazing, doesn't she?
She does look amazing.
She really does. I mean, I love her music.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and right back to the 80s, because that's my favourite genre of music,
Is
as I'm
it?
sure you probably worked out. Yeah, and, you know, her songs are always like the feel-good factor. And you know
Yeah.
yourself, if you listen to, I don't know, say like a Virgin or one of those
Yeah.
songs from that era, it takes you back to that time.
It does.
It does, doesn't it?
Borderline was the one for me.
Really?
I was on a teacher training course at the time, and I was down at Yamaha actually, and one of their demonstrators was playing Borderline on this little keyboard. It was
Oh,
amazing.
lovely.
I love that. Yeah, so that's a bit of good news for a change, because everything seems to have been bad this week.
Yes,
Floods
it does.
in India as well. That's horrific.
That's not good, is it? I mean, we haven't watched much news just from being so busy, but there was almost like a block of flats that completely went down with the floods. It almost looked like a houseboat, the way it
Yeah.
sort of went down, sort of a drop and then floated. It's scary, and they're being airlifted off roofs, and I know emergency water has been
awful.
taken in there today, I think it is. But it's just the weather gone mad.
Yeah, I know. I think I haven't seen you since, but my holiday a couple of weeks down southern Spain, and I've been going there since I was probably about 10 years old, actually, and I've never known it get up to 44 degrees. It was just unreal.
I don't know how you coped.
I really struggled, actually, and I didn't sleep. I'm probably worse since having had the holiday than before I went, because I think I had 3 nights sleep. We had a little hire car, and we went to go out one evening, and I think it was 8 o'clock at night, and it was showing 44 degrees.
That's
it's
crazy.
like an oven. You open the door and it's just like an oven hitting you, and you just want to be indoors, anywhere where there's air conditioning.
Yeah, or supermarket where there's a fridge.
Yep.
That's what I was doing in all the heat. running into Marks and Spencer's, going and standing in the
Sitting in the fridge.
section for, just didn't really need to buy anything, but have a little cool down and then brave it back out.
That's a new. Well, you missed me sitting on my dog cooling mat at the old studio. We haven't got that trouble here, at least.
Look what I've brought with me today, Leigh. I don't know if I've ever shown you this little bag.
Oh, no. What's this?
This is my bag of Lucky Charms.
Ooh.
And I use them just like oracle cards.
Do you?
So if you want to pick one out,
Oh, definitely. I could do with some of
I can
that.
do a reading off a Lucky Charm. So
Wow.
if any of the listeners fancy something a little bit different, we can pull a charm out for them and give a
Ooh.
reading off that. So I don't know if you'd like to have a go.
Exciting. Definitely, I will. I'm just going to put... Yeah, so I'll come and pick one of those. I like the bag it's in. Black and glittery. That's very me. Right, Beth, I've just found an Aretha Franklin track here. This is called Rocksteady. We'll play this, and then I'm going to pick a lucky charm. Could do with some luck, I tell you.
Rock steady, baby, that's what I feel now. Let's call the song exactly what it is.
Aretha Franklin and Rocksteady. Now I've got one of my favourite bands of all time, ELO, and this is Mr. Blue Sky.
Everybody's in a play, and don't you know it's a beautiful new day? Hey, running down the avenue, see how the sun shines bright in the city, on the streets where once was Betty, Mr. Blue Sky is living here today. Hey, Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Hey, you with a pretty face, welcome to the human race. The celebration, Mr. Blue Sky's up there waiting, and today is the day we've waited for. Oh, Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Hey there, Mr. Blue, we're so pleased to be with you. Look around, see what you do. Everybody smiles at you. Hey there, Mr. Blue, we're so pleased to be with you. Look around, see what you do. Everybody smiles at you. Mr. Blue, you did it right, but soon comes Mr. Knight, creeping over. Now his hand is on your shoulder. Never mind, I'll remember you this. I'll remember you this way. Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Hey there, Mr. Blue, we're so pleased to be with you. Look around, see what you do. Everybody smiles at you.
ELO and Mr. Blue Sky. So we have got a message off Carol who wants a live reading. Carol, we will be giving you a call in about 5-6 minutes time. Just while that track was playing there, I've taken one of these lucky charms out of this black bag that's got sequins on the front that Beth has just shaken, and just put my hand in and randomly taken out this charm, which is a dragonfly, Beth.
It is. It's a silver dragonfly. And often I will use charms as a way of doing a reading for somebody. And it's really nice because you can keep that, Leigh, and then that's a nice reminder of your reading, but also it brings you a little bit of good luck. And a lot of people enjoy if I do a reading for them on a one-to-one basis and they pick a charm. Funnily enough, a lady who has had readings from me, she was telling me the other day that she panicked because she'd lost her charm that I'd given her 2 years before in a reading.
Yeah.
And then she miraculously found it sort of, I don't know, about 6 months later in a place where she'd already looked.
Really?
And then it appeared, yeah.
How strange.
So it's quite interesting. But you've picked out the charm and the symbol of dragonfly, and I know that when any dragonflies are all about showing the world who you are.
Okay.
So it's about I always get the word sort of exposed, being exposed to people, and that's what I felt that when somebody picks out dragonfly often will talk about you having memorable dreams or repetitive dreams. So if you could let me know if you've had any dreams recently or any repetitive dreams.
Me, personally?
Yes.
Well, I do have, I do dream. I go through periods of time where I dream an awful lot. I also find when I've been away, maybe for a couple of weeks and come back, it's almost like you get used to a different room where you're sleeping. And then when you come home again, you wake up in the middle of the night and you know you're all like disorientated. But I have had this dream, and it happens an awful lot, that my jewellery, my rings and my watch or whatever have disappeared. I wake up and I think they've gone off the bedside table, and I wake up in a real panic. And I've got some jewellery.
So are you physically waking up in a panic? You're not dreaming that you're waking up in a panic?
No, I'm physically waking. I mean, like now I wear costume jewellery. I've got some really nice jewellery, but I will also wear costume jewellery. So when I've got the costume jewellery on, then maybe I've got my wedding ring or whatever, or my engagement ring that's real gold and whatever, I will put away in a safe somewhere secure. So I wake up very often in this panic that my real jewellery has disappeared, and then I will have to lie there and calm. I mean, literally, I've got palpitations.
Yeah, so you have to calm yourself down and talk yourself through it and say, "Oh, it's okay.
And then I remember where it is. Yeah,
where my jewellery is."
And that happens regularly.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that this is a dream that is repeating itself. So once you understand what it means, you won't have the dream again.
Right. Okay.
So you probably will never have this dream again after I've told you what it means.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. Glad
so
about
maybe all the palpitations and anxiety from that will be gone.
Good.
Because the dragonfly often tells us to look at our dreams and dream interpretation and what that means. And what that's all about is with jewellery, it's often we use jewellery not just for love and commitment, and obviously with your rings it is all about that. But in this dream, what I'm being shown to explain to you is by wearing jewellery, it's like a status symbol, and it's like saying to people outwardly, this is what I'm worth.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
This is what I've got. This is what I'm worth. And again, it's exposing yourself to other people. And this dream really is you worried about what other people think of you. So the jewellery becomes part of your mask, if you like, and the persona that you portray out to others. So this dream then is saying, well, my jewellery's gone. So part of my persona and my mask has slipped, and people can see me now for who I am. And that's what worries you. What are they going to think of me? Do they like me? Do they think I'm a good person? Do they think I'm good at my job? And this dream also suggests that you are a perfectionist. So everything that you do, you like to do 100%.
Oh,
There are
yes.
no second chances. You are not happy unless you feel like you've put in 110%. And again, that's because you worry about what is reflected back at you and what people think of you. So it's all about what you're showing off to the world.
Okay.
And then the jewelry is gone, and it's like people now can see the real me, and are they going to like what they see? So this is about you working on your inner core, if you like, from the sense of, I am a good person, I am putting out good things. It's okay for people to see the real me. I do not need to wear a mask. I need to be authentic. I need to be real. This also is about that you are defined by, you feel you're defined by your work and what you do. Oh, I teach music. I'm a radio presenter. I do X, Y, Z, da, 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 da. And you want people to look at you in a good light.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you bang on. Actually, the perfection thing goes right back to when I was at school. And I remember, in fact, I was clearing out the attic a few months ago and found some old school reports.
Yes.
And one of them was from the teachers were saying Leigh is a perfectionist. And I was
Really?
never, when I did my homework to the point, sometimes I would throw the piece of paper away 3, 4, 5 times because my name had to look really immaculate, and I had to underline it.
Okay.
Everything had to. If you look at my notebooks, everything had to be just so. And I'm a bit OCD, so if you open my kitchen cupboards and everything's lined up,
Yes.
the beans cans and everything, everything's lined up. And I've always been like that. So that's absolutely right.
Well,
Bang
what
on.
you need to take from this now is that you need to remember that people love you for who you are. Okay?
Yeah.
And it is okay not to always be perfect. It is okay. You don't always have to score a 10. Do you know what? A 7 or an 8 is really brilliant.
Yeah.
A 6
I know,
is great.
I
A
know.
5 is fine. Do you know what I mean? So it's all about that you can let your guard down with
Yeah.
other people. And it's also about trusting people.
Yeah.
So now you understand that. I bet you will never have that dream again.
I do hope so, because it's not pleasant. That's really interesting, and I'd not heard of these lucky charms actually. So I can keep that,
You
Beth.
keep it.
Going to bring me some good luck.
Absolutely. Put the lottery numbers on Saturday, and
Oh, there's an idea. Yes.
remember me if they come up.
If we come up, I'm going to buy lots of land and have an animal sanctuary.
Oh, I'll come
That's
and help you
We
with
will.
that.
Loads of dogs. Okay, another music break now, and then we're going to be giving a live reading on the phone to a lady called Carol. This is Cold as Ice, and this is from the band Foreigner.
You're as cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice our love. You never take advice.
Leigh Perry on Solihull Radio.
That was Foreigner and Cold as Ice. So, yes, with me here today in studio, Solihull Radio, is Beth Leigh Crowther. Beth is an author. Her book, Life by Numbers, we're going to talk about in a little while. She's also a medium and animal communicator. And she's here ready to take your calls or live readings. And hopefully on the phone line live, we should have a lady called Carol. Are you there, Carol?
I am here, hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Are you all?
Yeah, we're great. Thank you very much. I gather you're in Suffolk, Carol.
That's right, yes.
Brilliant. Can you hear us okay?
I can, yes.
Lovely. Right, so it's over to Beth, who's sitting opposite me.
Hello, Carol.
Hi, Beth.
Hi, lovely to speak to you this afternoon. I've pulled some cards out for you, Carol, while you were on hold there, and I'm using my Indigo Angel cards, my Healing with the Fairies cards, and I've got some cards that says Angel Answers. So if we get chance, I'll ask you if you've got any questions and we can look at those, and I'll pull a lucky charm out for you as well. So firstly, Carol, one of the first cards that comes out for you says share your wisdom. So looking at anything to do with teaching at the moment is very, very good for you. Okay, and it's good for you to be having sort of exploring really where you can take that and where you can push that forward. You've also got the manifest card. Now, often this card comes up because we need to be using the law of attraction and focusing on the positive and what we want to attract. But what I see around that for you is that you've encountered quite a few obstacles lately, and it's almost like that once things get into a bit of a negative run of things, that seems to attract more negativity. So it's about turning that around and starting to become positive and focused. Now, there's something here about you moving forward or moving house, because you've got a card that says stay, and because it's next to the manifest card, what that makes me look at is that I believe maybe that those obstacles could be that you're trying to move and you're being stuck, and you feel like you're stuck and you're staying in the same place. Does that make sense to you, Carol?
Spot on. Spot on.
Good,
Yep.
good. So one of the cards that are given for advice is show appreciation. So it's just be grateful about where you are at the moment. Enjoy your home and what's around you. But I do have the card that says letting go and happily ever after. So I know you will be moving forward and things will certainly progress. I'm looking at November around this. So I feel that things will quicken up in November. I'm also getting the name of Sue, so I need you to remember this or to write it down. And I feel that Sue is going to be a helpful person and give valuable information to you. And I also feel that you're doing spirit work for spirit and spiritual work, and that needs to go in a slightly different direction to what you're doing now, I'm being shown. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah.
Okay, and have you been looking at doing any college courses or workshops? Because they're showing me alternative medicine and going along that path, and teaching people more about crystal therapy and how to make themselves feel better and to become well. Have you got a particular interest in that, Carol?
I've done all that. I've done all the complementary therapies. I just concentrate on healing now. That's my thing.
Well, I think that you need to incorporate everything that you've already done to offer people different strings of your bow, because not everybody will understand your healing, if you like, and some people want particular things. And I know that we shouldn't give things labels, but we do, particularly people that do not understand alternative therapy necessarily or have not experienced it before. If you can give something a title that makes sense to them, that can open the door for many, many people. Because what I see for you is people coming to you for help and for understanding. So anything where your therapies can come into play that you've already studied would be brilliant to incorporate that, and also carry on with your healing. And for some people that's what they will require, but that doesn't mean that when you're doing other therapies that you're not giving healing at the same time, whether that's Reiki healing or spiritual healing. I'm seeing you going into a new group of people, so I don't know if you're going to be moving to a different area and then you'll be meeting people that way, because they keep giving me almost like a sign that I can see community events, as if you become involved in community events, or even with a spiritualist church that is within the area that you will be. I'm also seeing you visiting or being near the coast, because they're showing me sea air and the sea and the waves, and I don't know if you're looking at relocating to that area, or you visit that area often, but they're showing me that as great importance. And then it's almost like I'm picking pebbles up on the beach and painting them. I know that sounds a little bit odd, but I can see that image, so I don't know if that is something you do. They're also showing me the name of Philip, so I need you to write that down and look at that person coming in. But I do have a link to spirit for you. I have a gentleman that comes forward who would have had a lot of how do I explain it to you? He would have had a lung disease of some nature, because he shows me blackness in the lungs and has a lung disease. He now makes me have the smell of cigarette smoke, so I know that he was quite a smoker in his time, and would have probably 40 a day. He seems like a heavy smoking person. So he comes through. He also links to the name of Tom, or that's either his name, or he has somebody significant within his family or close to him with that name, because he keeps showing me the letter T and giving me the name of Tom. Does that make sense to you, Carol?
Not right now, but I've written it down. So
okay,
I can,
think on it. And you can always give me some feedback and let me know. But, often when I go quite quickly, I feel like I'm putting people on the spot, and people think of it later, or they message me later and say, oh yeah, it's so-and-so, and I couldn't think of it at the time. They also give me the name of Robert or Robin. They show me R-O-B for the beginning of somebody's name also. I feel that have you been having, I mean, I'm not a doctor, and I always have to say these readings are for entertainment purposes only, but psychically, have you been having discomfort in your legs or ankles? Or is there somebody very close to you that is having trouble with their ankles, feet, and it's almost like there is pain there, or mobility, but it must directly affect you for it to come up into your reading. And I don't see that as somebody in spirit, I see that as somebody on earth.
Yeah, it could be Mum. She has problems with her feet.
Because the spirit then will be saying, I'm on that side of the family, I'm on Mom's side of the family. So this chap with all the smoke in his lungs, he's showing he then is on Mom's side of the family. So he's watching over Mom at the moment and can see what is going on there. And have you been helping somebody pack, or like a lot of clearing out and putting all their stuff into boxes? He's shown me cardboard boxes. He's shown me like ornaments going in, and old clutter really, and getting rid of it.
Might be my daughter. I helped her move.
Is this recently though?
Yes.
Because they're showing me this has just happened. This isn't, they're like looking down on you, watching what's going on now.
Yeah.
So, if you just said, oh no, that was 3 months ago, that wouldn't make sense. This is like immediate. So spirit are watching around what's happened recently, and what you've been doing recently. And has somebody had like a real strange haircut, or they've had a lot of hair when they'd had long hair and then had it quite dramatically changed? Because they're also talking about somebody who's had like quite a drastic change with their hairstyle.
Oh, it might be my sister.
That's your sister. Okay, so they're watching over your sister as well. And would you also understand, hold on, would you also, Sandra?
Sandra, well, that was my friend who passed a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay, because now I'm getting the name of Sandra, and I know Sandra is trying to link to me. That's why I went a little bit quiet, because I could feel the energy change. And Sandra wants to be remembered to you, and she's coming through with a loud laugh. So she's got a very fun, mischievous side to her nature. She's making me go all goosebumpy, actually. And she was a direct person, if that makes sense. She
Yes,
kind of would tell
was.
you exactly what she was thinking.
Yeah.
Some people hold things in, some people are quite reserved. Sandra like lets it all out.
Yes.
And she's like, boo, you know, and she's going to tell you it as it is. And she's like, well, you didn't think you'd have a reading today without me coming through, did
Oh,
you?
bless her heart.
Because she's like, I would muscle in on it. So it's a bit like, you know, she would like to be the centre of a lot of things that were going on. So a lot of love for you from Sandra, because she shows me pink carnations, which is very gentle and soft love. She's a lovely soul, loved by a lot of people.
Yes.
And I know she shows me left a big hole when she went over to Spirit, but this really is her way of coming back to be remembered to you, sending you and everybody who knew her lots and lots of love. She talks to me about September. She takes me to September the 10th, 11th, around there. She shows significance, so please write that in your diary, because she shows me celebration. So just remember that your good friend has passed that
bless her
information on. So I hope that's helped you today, Carol.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you so much.
Well, thank
Brilliant.
you for getting in touch.
How was that, Carol? Was that good?
Oh, I haven't pulled her lucky charm out
Oh,
yet.
pull the lucky
have
charm
I?
out then.
Make a little wish while I pull out the charm, Carol. Hold on, I'm closing my eyes.
In the black bag.
Oh, you've got butterfly. You've got the butterfly,
lovely.
which is all about change and transformation. It's about
Brilliant.
spreading your wings and doing something new.
Oh, fantastic.
There
It
you
all
go.
fits in, doesn't it?
Does
Certainly
it? That's
does.
good to know. That's good
That's
to know.
brilliant.
You doing anything nice this evening, Carol?
Chilling out.
Chilling out. Don't blame you.
That's fantastic. I'm really pleased with that. That's spot on.
Fantastic. Thank you for getting involved in the show.
Oh, thanks for ringing me back.
All right, we'll speak to you again. Thank you, Carol.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Thanks.
You too. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, this next track is NHS Voices with a little help from my friends.
What would you do if I sang out a tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me?
Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song, and I'll try not to sing out of key. Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends.
Yeah, I get high with a little help from my friends.
Oh, I want to try with a little help from my friends.
What do I do when my love is away?
How do I feel at the end of the day?
Are you sad because you're on your own? Oh,
I get by with a little help from my friends. Yeah, I get by with a little help from my friends.
oh, I'm gonna try with a little help from my friends.
Do you need anybody?
I need somebody to love.
Could it be anybody?
I want somebody to love.
Would you believe in a love at first sight? Yes, I'm certain it happens all the time.
What do you see when you turn out the light?
I can't tell you, but I know that it's a lie.
Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends.
Yeah, I get high with a little help from my friends. Oh, I'm gonna try with a little help from my friends.
Do you need anybody?
I need somebody to love. Could it be anybody? Oh, I want somebody to love. Oh, I get high with a little help from my friends.
Please don't leave me alone.
From my friends.
I need somebody.
I try with a little help from my friends. From my friends.
Solihull Radio.
Give it to me, I'm worth it. Baby, I'm worth it. I'm worth it. Give me, I'm worth it. Give it to me, I'm worth it. Baby, I'm worth it. I'm worth it. Give me, I'm worth it.
Okay, I tell her bring it back like she loves some. Bring it back like she loves some. In the club with the lights off, but you acting shy for. Come and show me that you're with it, with it, with it, with it, with it. Stop playing, now you know that I'm with it, with it, with it, with it, with it, with it. What you acting shy for?
Just give me you, just give me you, just give me you. That's all I wanna do. And if what they say is true, if it's true, I'ma give it to you. I may take a lot of stuff, guaranteed I can back it up. I think I'ma call you bluff. Hurry up, I'm waiting out front. You see me in the spotlight, ooh, I love your style. Show me what you got, cause I don't wanna waste my time. See me in the spotlight, ooh, I love your style. Show me what you got now, come and make it worth my while. Give it to me, I'm worth it. Baby, I'm worth it. I'm worth it. Give me, I'm worth it. Give it to me, I'm worth it. Baby, I'm worth it. I'm worth it. Give me, I'm worth it. It's all on you, it's all on you, it's all on you. So what you wanna do? And if you don't have a clue, not a clue, I'll tell you what to do. Come harder just because I don't like it too soft. I like it a little rough, not too much, but maybe just enough. You see me in the spotlight, ooh, I love your style. Show me what you got, cause I don't wanna waste my time. See me in the spotlight, ooh, I love your style. Show me what you got now, come and make it worth my while. Give it to me, I'm worth it. Baby, I'm worth it. I'm worth it. Give me, I'm worth it. Give it to me, I'm worth it. Know what I mean? Baby, I'm worth it. Give me everything. I'm worth it. Give me, I'm worth it.
Okay, I tell her bring it back like she loves some. Bring it back like she loves some. In the club with the lights off, but you acting shy for. Come and show me that you're with it, with it, with it, with it, with it. Stop playing, now you know that I'm with it, with it, with it, with it, with it, with it. What you acting shy for?
You see me in the spotlight, ooh, I love your style. Show me what you got, cause I don't wanna waste my time. See me in the spotlight, ooh, I love your style. Show me what you got now, come and make it worth my while. Give it to me, I'm worth it. Baby, I'm worth it. I'm worth it. Give me, I'm worth it. Give it to me, I'm worth it. Know what I mean? Baby, I'm worth it. Give me everything. I'm worth it. Give me, I'm worth it. Give it to me, I'm worth it.
Solihullradio.com.
There should have been some tears. There should have been some pain. You didn't raise your voice. It didn't even rain. And so our story ends the way we didn't plan. Can you live without me? I don't believe you can. We're putting on brave faces, acting like we don't care. Pride won't don't know who you are. We should have talked it through before we got this far. We're putting on brave faces, pretending we don't care. Pride won't get us anywhere. This can't be over. This can't be true. Know you're a part of me, and I'm a part of you. This can't be over. This can't be the end. 'Cause I'm your true lover. I can't be your friend. 'Cause I'm your true lover. Don't ask me to be your friend. I can't be your friend.
That was Kerry Ellis, and that was I Can't Be Your Friend from her album Anthems, which was produced by Queen's Brian May. And in fact, I think he does a lot of the guitar solos on that album. Love that album, actually, one of my favourites. So with me in the studio here this afternoon, we're here till 6 o'clock. It's now 5:20 already. Time flies when you're having fun, Beth.
It certainly does.
Is yes, Beth Leigh Crowther, who's got a book in front of her, which is Life by Numbers. So tell us a little bit about the book, Beth, and how it all came about.
Well, I've been trying to write this book for a long time, and then I wasn't very well. I got chronic anemia and I had to rest, and I started to write the book once more. And it is about your life, but it's a psychic book, and there's 1 to 1,000 numbers in the book, and it's all about the power of universal number attraction. And what this basically means is that if you're stuck, or you've got a question, or you just need a bit of help, or you just want to know what you should be doing next, for instance, you can ask the universe, and you can do that in lots of different ways. You can ask in your mind, you can write it down, a question down on a piece of paper. So you can ask the universe to show you a relevant number. A lot of people see number patterns, for instance. So today I saw 222. It was 22 minutes past 2 when we were leaving to come over here.
Right.
You know, I looked at the clock thinking, oh, have we left enough time to get here?
Okay.
And it was 222. And I thought, oh, number pattern. So I notice numbers an awful lot. I tend to notice them on registration plates.
Yes.
Yesterday, I saw a registration that was B7 ESP. And I clocked it because I thought, oh, Beth 7, extrasensory perception.
Oh, of course.
You see ESP.
Wow.
So I thought, oh, that's the universe telling me to look up number 7. So, of course, I instantly got my book out and had a look. So that's the way that it works. So if you say, I don't know, perhaps you're thinking about whether to do something. Perhaps you're fed up with your job and you don't know whether to apply for a new one or stick it out. Maybe you have had a falling out with somebody and you don't know whether to make amends. It could be so many things that are going on in your life. Ask the universe to show you a number, then look out for it. So you'll just know that's the number. It might be when you're at the till in the supermarket. It might be registration plates like I get. It might be looking at the clock and you keep seeing the same number on the clock, the same time. So have a look out for it, or just flick through the book and go with where you feel guided to stop when you flick. Or think of a question and what number comes up in your head, for instance. So, the book goes up to 1,000. So you've got to go from 1 to 1,000. So I remember doing this with a friend who was going through a problem. And it was when the book wasn't published. It was when I'd got it in manuscript, and I was testing it out on people. And I said, and she goes, "Oh, I can't think of a number." She said, "I can't." And then all of a sudden, she shouted out a number, something like 675, like a random kind of number. So we looked it up, and it was all about. I'm not saying it was the number 675 that she shouted out, but it wasn't like 999 or. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was just a random sort of number. And I said, "Where did that come from?" It just popped into my head. And when we read it, it was all about somebody conning her out of money. Ooh. And she just went quiet. And she actually, the company she worked for hadn't paid them for 6 weeks. And now she's had to fight through the court to get what she's entitled to, because the company was being liquidated.
Oh my gosh.
And it was
how bizarre.
Yeah, so that's just an example of how it works. So
interesting.
You know, I've kept the book fairly simple. I have give good explanations about how to use it in the book, but because I want you to use it in your own way.
Yeah.
I don't want to put too many instructions in, because it's an intuitive book, so you've got to use it intuitively. Some mediums have it, and they use it for readings for their clients. So they'll ask their client for a favourite number or a number they keep seeing, and that will start the reading off. Or you might see 2 or 3 numbers over a period of a couple of hours. So put those together and you get a longer reading. So I don't know if anything appears to you, or you've got any...
I struggled with this before. Do you remember? It's the one thing I struggled with. I'm going to have to get on that one and start thinking of some numbers. I'll come back to that in a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. We have got coming up. We've got some UB40. We've got some Muse. We've got some Boris Gardner. But first of all, gosh, Beth, I remember this. I think I was at school. One of my favourite songs of all time. And if Adam Benjamin is listening, I'm sorry I'm playing this. We have played this in our concerts that many times. Do you remember Europe?
Oh, I do.
The final countdown.
I love it.
Here we go. Final Countdown and Europe. You are listening to Solihull Radio. I'm Leigh Perry and we're here for another half an hour. We'll be here till 6 o'clock. We're going to do another live reading in just a few minutes with a fellow presenter. He doesn't know it's happening yet. He's just walked in. John Reevesy, do you want a reading? In the meantime, I just wanted to tell you about a competition that is coming up on the 23rd of September. It is called Search for a Star. If you can sing, if you can dance, if you are in a band, if you can play a musical instrument, and you would like the opportunity to perform in Birmingham at the prestigious Symphony Hall next April, next spring, then get in touch and enter. You just have to email onstagenext@gmail.com. That's onstagenext@gmail.com. Fantastic opportunity. Those of you who have been, obviously, you know that Symphony Hall is one of the best theatres in the UK, and will be hosting an event called A Fusion of Music and Dance on the 7th of April next year. So, yep, if you'd like to enter that talent contest, then do get in touch. Just going to play a UB40 track, and then we're going to come back to Beth, who's going to do another reading for us. This is Kingston Town off the Unplugged album.
But the moonlight lingers on. There I wonder for everyone. Oh, the stars shine so bright, but they're fading after dawn. There is magic in Kingston Town. Oh, Kingston Town, the place I long to be. If I had your word, I would give it away just to say, girls that play. And when I am king, surely I will need a queen and a palace and everything. Yeah, and I am king, and my queen will come adore. She'll be waiting in Kingston Town. Oh, Kingston Town, the place I long to be. If I had your word, I would give it away just to say, girls that play. Yeah, where I am king, surely I will need a queen and a palace and everything. Yeah, and
Perry on Solihull Radio.
That was UB40, of course, from their Unplugged album, and that was Kingston Town. They just dropped into the studio. The last half an hour of the show is Reevesy, John Reeves from the Friday night show, and we've pounced on him and given him a microphone and some headphones. He wasn't expecting this. Hi, John. Are you there yet? Not yet. Okay, we're going to do a live reading. Beth has just got some oracle cards out in front of her. Is that right, Beth?
That's right.
And what has John had to do? Put his hands...
Right. I've never met John before, and he's never met me before. And so we've sprung it on him a little bit. But I bring 6 or 7 packs with me, and I just get a feeling of what packs are right for somebody. So I've got some Indigo Angel Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue, John Holland's Psychic Tarot for the Heart, and the Saints and Angels cards by Doreen Virtue. And I felt that these were going to be very appropriate for John. So I got him to put his hands on the top, think about anything that's going on in his life or any questions that he may have, but also think about anybody that has crossed over into spirit, because that can help bring them through. And I've put out a card spread, so I'm going to go through that with John now and interpret what all this means. So as we look here, John, and I know you've said you've never had a reading before, so it'd be interesting to see what comes out. One of the first cards that have come out for you is a card that says practice makes perfect. So what I'm being told about this, and when I say that, I'm linking into something called spirit guides, which are my guides, but also your guides, because we've all got them. And this is about doing something new. So at the moment, you're going through part of your life, which I see is expansion, but not just with what you do here with radio. They show me with work and with business. And spirits say to me that they call you the ideas man, that you've always got lots of ideas, and you lie in bed and you're going through things in bed, analysing everything. And I hope you've got a notebook next to your pillow, because it's almost like you ought to be writing it down, because you're getting a lot of ideas and you want to try this and you want to try that, and you don't stop thinking about where you can go, what you can do, who you can meet, how you can bring ideas to the table. So they spirit immediately call you the ideas man. And I have a gentleman that comes through from spirit who makes me feel like a fatherly person. So I don't know if it is dad or granddad, because they don't tell me, I just get the feel of a fatherly person who draws close to you. And as I look at this man, I would say he's about 6 foot, and I look at his face, and it's almost like he's got quite a chiseled chin, if you like, quite a strong bone structure of the jaw. He makes me feel that when in life he was quite tough, and he would tell people what they should be doing, and he was quite authoritative. But underneath he was quite soft and quite kind, but on the surface he would really feel like it, not bossy, but would certainly be wanting to be forceful in what he thought people should be doing. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does actually. Yeah, it does. It's quite uncanny what you said about ideas, man, because I'm always thinking of ideas. I'm involved with a football club, and I'm always thinking of ideas, how we can raise funds and so on. Yeah. Okay.
So what we've got here also is a lovely card. It says you are special, but I don't think you are. So Spirit is saying to you, remember who you are. Remember that the good things that you put out there, because you don't always put yourself first. You're thinking about how things affect other people. Spirit show me that you're very, very family orientated. You're always thinking about putting your family first, and it's like you come last. So if somebody needs something, do it. You're straight in. You're trying to help. You're trying to sort it out. Might be sorting out their car. Might be mending something. Whatever that is. And then your needs come last along the line. So they're saying to you, this is very lovely and very credible, but you must think about your own needs, because you tend to neglect things, or you put things off for yourself where you would encourage other people. Let's, for instance, say somebody had got an appointment or needed to get an appointment for somebody, you'd be push, but then if it was for you, you'd be like, oh, well, I've got time to go to that. I don't know if I'd really be bothered. And so they're saying, well, actually, it's about looking after yourself and putting yourself first, and that then enables you to do your best for others. They show me a new birth or a pregnancy. So I don't know if that's been announced yet, but Spirit, has that been announced?
That's amazing, yeah. My stepdaughter, yeah.
Has she just announced it?
About 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, because Spirit know about this, and this gentleman who comes through, he tells me about this pregnancy. There's also a lovely lady that draws close to, I don't like using jewellery as evidence, but I've got to when she shows me pearls, that she really likes pearls, unless that's her name, because she keeps showing me pearls. So I don't know why, but I see that. So I've got her coming through, and she makes me feel that in life she had asthma, or she would have to be having assistance, like in a nebulizer or a breathing thing, because she shows me that particularly towards the end of life, being supported in that way, and always had a bad chest and had a lot of chest infections is what she showed me. And she talks about blood poisoning. Would you understand, I don't know if she means herself, that had to be treated for like septicemia, but she talks about somebody having blood poisoning. Do you understand that?
No, it doesn't ring a bell, that.
Think about that later.
Yeah.
It's certainly not something coming up. It is in the past, so don't
Yeah.
feel alarmed or anything like that. But she talks about somebody having to be given antibiotics through a drip, not by mouth, through a drip in hospital because of what was going on through the bloodstream. So you can think about that later, but she gives me that. She also talks about Mary, sounds like Mary, a name that she gives, but certainly show me M-A-R for a lady's name for the beginning of that name. Got it?
That's Marge.
Oh, it's Marge.
That is my wife's gran, who was absolutely wonderful, and she wore pearls. How about that?
She what?
She wore pearls.
Oh, she wore pearls.
Yeah, so it's obviously Marge.
It's right. She was showing me MAR. I was trying to see what the name was, but I knew I could see that being written.
Yeah.
And you can't always hear it clearly. Sometimes you can, but often I see things being written down, like Spirit are writing on a blackboard, for instance. So she's shown me that. So it's her way of connecting and being remembered. She showed me October the 17th. So if you don't know that, I need you to remember it because I will forget. So she's giving that as significant. That will be significant for something coming up. Now, there's been a bit of hostility when you've got the apologise card in your reading. So there is an apology that you need to make or somebody needs to make to you. It feels to me that it's been ongoing but silly. So it doesn't sound like it's a huge, massive falling out, but something that has been misinterpreted or you have been annoyed by. So there is an apology that needs to be made, and that will come. You will get that apology. Now, you're doing things too quickly when you get this card of the pause card. So it's saying, right, slow down a minute, take a breath, just try and do something like meditation or mindfulness, because you're getting worked up, you're on the go, and it's almost like need to naturally lower your blood pressure. So just think about that when you get the pause card. You're very good in a crisis because you've got the compassion card here. So I know that if anybody's got a problem, you're sensible, you wear a sensible head, you can sort things out quickly, logically, and then you'll kind of do your worrying about that after. But actually when things are going on and everything is going off around you, you remain very, very level-headed, but also you are able to comfort others who are going through a traumatic event or deal. The dreams card is one saying always follow your dreams, because actually you're a naturally good manifester. So if you think about things long enough and hard enough, you're able to bring it to you. You don't know how you do it, you just do. So people who get this are often of a positive mindset. So you tend to look at the positive instead of the negative, even in a bad situation. You'll think, actually, what have I learnt from that? What have I brought to the table from that bad situation? What experience can I share with others? But also it's being about mindful of your dreams and interpreting your dreams, because they show me that some of your ideas are coming through dream form, but also you're quite in tune with the spirit world, even if you are not aware of that, and spirit have tried to contact you through the dreams. So you may well have dreamt about people that have passed over, and that is their way of connecting to you. Did you have like a greyhound or a lurcher? or is somebody close to you with a spindly, like quite big dog? I keep seeing almost like a lurchery type. It might be a Heinz 69 dog, but it's like a lurchery build and stature.
Had a Rottweiler.
This isn't what I'm seeing, so I have to be very precise with what I can see.
No, I can't.
I can see a dog that looks to me very spindly, very thin. The only way, if it was a Rottweiler, is if you had it in a bad state.
Well, she did end up in a bad state, actually. She had a liver disease, so she lost weight. Within a matter of 6 weeks, she went from a nice big chunky dog to a bag of bones.
Literally like a skeleton.
Yeah,
I'm sorry that you went through that, but it's like I can see this big dog, but I thought it was like a lurcher because I could see no meat on the bones. Do you know what I mean? So it could be that, but I'm not sure. I would have to give more evidence for that before I would say that's what it is. So let me get a little bit more for you around that.
Okay.
Right, are you connected with anybody with a name like Adam or Adrian? Because they show me male AD name.
No, not that I can think of, no.
I need you to remember that and think about that later.
Yeah.
Would you also understand your dog having difficulties with one front foot, or having something cut, or something stuck in there?
Yeah.
Okay. Then it is this dog coming through, because I have to get more evidence from them to make sure that I'm on the right track, if you like. So you can think about the AD thing later, because this dog knows about that also. I also get, it's look really weird, is like this dog just wanting to eat anything. Like, it's like I could see them eating inappropriate food, like takeaway. So I don't know if they were very greedy, or there was an incident where they stole, but there is something about takeaway food, or going into the bin to get it out. If not, then you need to think about it for another dog, okay? So I can also see that around them. And would you understand a dog losing 2 teeth, or having 2 teeth removed?
No.
Because I've got loss of 2 teeth. Then this may be a dog that is connected to you, or within the family.
No, not that I can think of.
If you can think, I need you to go, when you go home, I need you to talk to your family about that, so that is...
I mean, it may have been. I mean, when I was a child, we always had dogs. As we were growing, we probably had 10 dogs, 15 dogs in my life. So it could have, you know.
I need to get
but we never had a lurcher.
I need to get the right one, because to me, what I can see is a long tail, and a very I can only say like a greyhound or a lurcher, because also now as I look, I get that style of face, but I almost get like smooth hair, but some hair around the face.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing that. So if you can't think, don't worry. I need you to think about it later. It will come. It will come back to you.
Okay.
You're very good at keeping the faith when you've got the faith card. So I know you've got your own religious beliefs, and I know that you rely on that an awful lot, and that you do believe that there is more to life than what we see. You're a good healer for other people, because you've got the card of healing begins, and you need to continue that. And there's new learning and new business opportunities for you, because you've got 2 cards here. One of seek, so you've got to explore, you've got to think about it, you've got to go and grab it. And then you've got blossom, where the ideas will grow, blossom, but turn into something profitable. Okay, Leigh.
Okay, how's that, John?
Sounds very good. I like the profitable bit one. Sounds very good.
That's great, isn't it? That's great. Was that good?
No, it was good. It was amazing when you said about a baby in the family, because as I say, a fortnight ago, my stepdaughter announced that she was pregnant again.
Yes.
So
wow,
yeah, brilliant.
Write things down, John, because sometimes, I mean, I've met Beth recently, but sometimes things happen way down the line, don't they? And you forget. So I write things down, but. There we go.
Brilliant. Thank you.
All right. Thanks,
Thank you, Beth.
thanks, John. Okay, we're just going to get a little bit more music. This is a bit of country. We haven't had any country yet this evening. This is the fabulous George Dukas, and this is called Waiting and Wishing.
outside and find the first star. I'm down on my knees most every evening, praying I'll find a way back into your heart. I'm waiting and wishing for one chance to hold you the same way I used to. I'm waiting and wishing for one night of moonlight to bring back the love we once knew. But waiting and wishing is just crazy thinking when I'm waiting and wishing for you. I'm just a shadow of what I was with you, and I've come to know a shadow ain't much. It's just an image of darkness the sunlight can't get to. It fades in the nighttime when it ain't bright enough, and I'm waiting and wishing for one chance to hold you the same way I used to. I'm waiting and wishing for one night of moonlight to bring back the love we once knew. But waiting and wishing is just crazy thinking when I'm waiting and wishing for you. Waiting and wishing is just crazy thinking when I'm waiting and wishing for you.
Leigh Perry on Solihull Radio.
That was George Dukas and Wishing, Waiting and Wishing. And we're coming up to the last track, last 5 minutes of tonight's show. We'd just like to thank everybody for tuning in, for listening, for taking part in tonight's Psychic Sunday. Thank you, Beth. Great to be back.
It's been lovely, Leigh. Thank you for having me.
So, Beth, our next Psychic Sunday is set for the 23rd of September. That's right, isn't it?
It is indeed, yes.
Okay, so if anybody would like to get involved, you know what to do. You can email us. I'll be giving out, obviously, the details over the next few weeks. Also, just like to say, keep tuning in to Solihull Radio. Monday nights, we've got Duncan, 6 till 8. Tuesdays is Jeff, 6 till 8. And that's just the start of the week. It's the girls at the weekend, so Deb's on Saturday night and I'm Sunday afternoon. I'll be back with you next Sunday afternoon. I think I've got 3 guests lined up, which I will post about in the week. And obviously, John Reeves is coming actually to do a pre-record. So, John, are you still at the mic there?
Yes, I am, yeah.
So you're off on holiday?
Sorry, say that again.
You're off on holiday?
Yes, I am, yes.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Torquay.
Lovely. I'm going there in a couple of weeks. Let's hope it's good weather.
I'll let them know you're on your way.
Yeah, please do. You only came into a pre-record. You ended up having a live reading. How about that?
Yeah, brilliant. I can't believe how Bethy's spot on with quite a bit that she said there.
I know.
Amazing.
It is absolutely amazing. So yeah, we'll be back on the 23rd of September. Thanks again, Beth, for coming over. We're going to end up with some Muse tonight, and this is 4.5 minutes of Supremacy.
dies, unsung and lost, invisible to history. Embedded spies, brainwashing our children to be